Hey guys, we hope you're doing well. This week we decided to do a little bit more of an informative video just because COVID cases are rising as more and more people are going out and about. If you are planning on going back to school or if you're spending any time outside, we definitely recommend that you wear a mask at all times because we obviously all play a part in preventing the spread of it. So today we have something very exciting. We're going to be showing you guys how to make your own DIY masks at home. I know it's really hard to find masks sometimes, so we're going to be showing you how to make them today, and we also have a bunch of tips on how to save money on them, and they're also very cute. So to make these masks, we've simplified them down to 4 simple steps, and right now we'll get into step number 1. Step number 1 is to go to your local Joann Fabrics or Hobby Lobby to get 100% cotton fabric. You can get any kind of print you want, and it's very, very cheap. So the bare minimum of fabric that you can order at Hobby Lobby or Joann's is 8 inches. So I found that 1/3 of a yard is actually the perfect amount to make exactly 4 masks and 4 pouches to carry your masks in, and getting 1/3 of the yard is typically going to cost you between $1 to $3, and so you can really get a wide range of different fabrics. So if you want to get different kinds of masks, you can make as many as you want, and you can give some to your friends and family. Step number 2 is you're going to want to find a template for the mask. So you basically print out whatever size you want, and then you can put it on top of the fabric and basically cut out a stencil for your mask. Grade school stuff, guys. Come on. The best part about being able to find your own template is that you can find a variety of different sizes. So you can find one to fit kids from different age groups. You can find a large size for men, or if you personally like a larger size to hug more of your face and your neck, you can go ahead and print those out too. The only thing is that I would definitely recommend you finding one that is actual size, because you don't want to print something that's not actually going to fit on your face. Yeah. Also, I know finding child masks are actually kind of hard, so this is a really great way to provide for your kid in a very cute way. Also, we will link down below the particular template that we used for our mask that we're going to show today. Step number 3 is you're going to cut out all your pieces. Cutting out your fabric is typically the longest process. Something I started doing 10 masks in was folding over my fabric multiple times to be able to get a lot of pieces from a single cut. This helped me save a lot of time. And also, when you're doing this, make sure you pin your fabric together so that the pieces don't move as you cut. Then I went ahead and cut the outer lining fabric off camera. Something I should have mentioned earlier is that you want to make sure your fabric is right side in because you'll need to flip it later on. With the template that I'm using, you need to sew down along these dotted lines for the mask to fit the nose and the mouth area. So I'm just going to go in quickly with my sewing machine and sew along the lines for the inner liner, the black fabric that I'm using. And keep in mind that the fabric should be 100% cotton. I personally prefer the inner liner to be on the softer side since that part's going to be on my face, but that's up to you. And this is what it should look like when you're done. Then you can see that I'm sewing over the dotted lines for the outer liner as well. And also, quick tip, if you don't want your seams to fall apart through wear and tear, don't forget to backstitch wherever you start and stop sewing. Finally, you're going to want to snip off all the excess fabric from where you just made those stitches, just so they don't poke out into the mask. And you're going to want to do this for both the outer liner and the inner liner, so that's your colorful fabric and that inner soft piece. This part is kind of tricky and I'm not really sure to explain this part, but I'll try. After you finish cutting out your pieces, you want to lay them on top of each other just to make sure that their shapes line up. If they don't, no worries, you can always fix that with a few snips. Then you're going to take your inner lining and place that inside of your outer piece and open it up just to make sure that there's an equal amount of fabric along the edges. This is probably when you want to turn that iron on, or in my case, my hair straightener. But hey, it clearly works, so I'm not complaining. And you're going to want to fold that lining over once and iron it down, and do that one more time to hide the rough fringes that you made earlier with your scissors. But make sure to leave about a 1/4 inch because we're going to insert an aluminum piece for our adjustable nose piece in just a little bit. Now we're just going to sew this part together right along the fold that we created,
And I like to start on both ends and work my way towards the center without going over about a 1/4 inch of the middle piece. I find that this makes the mask a bit more flexible around the bridge of your nose that I don't have. And we're just gonna repeat this step for the bottom lining of the mask too. I personally like to make this part a bit smaller than how I did on the top, but then again, that is totally up to you. And I go in with the same sewing technique. Well, you know what? Even though I don't have technique, we'll just call it that. The same technique that I use to sew the upper lining. These are the aluminum pieces that I was talking about earlier, and we're just gonna slip her in the space we created for her on the top lining of the mask. I like to fold it in half so I know exactly where the middle point is, so I can mark it with the pencil to stitch and lock her in place. There's nothing more annoying, I swear to God, than a piece of metal that has a mind of its own. The same goes for the sides. We're just gonna do exactly what we did for the top and bottom lining. We're gonna tuck her in, roll her over one more time, and give her a good ironing. And the same goes for the other side. Tuck, roll, iron. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna give her a quick stitch all the way down the line, just so I have a place to put the adjustable ear straps that I will talk about in just a few seconds. These are the adjustable ear straps that I was just talking about. Luckily for you, this is a montage and you didn't have to sit through everything that I just did. But these are the ear straps that I bought off of Amazon. I will link them in our bio along with the nose piece. And I swear these are super comfortable and not at all abrasive on your ears like the regular elastic is. Definitely check these out if you plan on making your own masks, because these were a great find for me. This is what your finished product is going to look like with the addition of the adjustable nose and ear pieces that makes them super comfortable to wear. And I know I said it multiple times, but I'll just say it one more time in case anyone missed it. I will put the link for the products that I used in our bio, so keep an eye out for that after the video.
Also, we made some patches for the mask. We're not going to show how to make them because honestly it wasn't our idea, so we'll link the video down below of the YouTuber who made it, so if you guys want to make your own patches, you can just follow her video. So like you're wearing your mask, right? And a lot of people when they take it off, sometimes they'll like put it on their chin. I heard like if you put it on your neck, like your neck is always exposed to the air, so it's already like, not that it's contaminated, but it has a possibility of contamination. So you don't want to like put your mask from like your face down to your neck and then back on your face. If you do have to take it off, just have your mask here, quickly close it. I didn't close it very well, and then just put it back in your pouch. So I would definitely recommend to go watch her video so you do have something like this where, you know, it just keeps it all safe and away from any contamination.
Also, it's just super beneficial to have lots of masks because technically you are supposed to be wearing them once and then washing them before every wear. It's just more helpful to have some backups lying around, so in case you're super lazy like me or her, you can just have a lot on hand that you can grab on the way as you go out.
At the end of the day, we just want you guys all to be safe, especially if you guys are going back to school, so definitely read up on the CDC guidelines and, you know, just be a good little citizen.